Hi everybody, Susan Sanford from Vineyard Complementary Medicine. This evening I am going to talk to you. The topic is get up, get long, and stay tall. I have been on a mission talking about spinal health and how it's really, how our spines are being affected from our prolonged sitting. We're working at home. Our kids are sitting on their rear ends all day in front of their computers for like 6 hours during classes, plus homework, plus gaming, and they're not moving. And so that was my last video. Now, instead of just complaining about it, I'm going to teach you what to do about it. But this really affects all ages. So the reason why I'm doing this is because talking just about general spinal health, the effects it has on us with our new daily activities, how it affects older people, how it affects younger people, and how it affects not only our internal organs, but our musculoskeletal soft tissue system, as well as what to do about it. So instead of just complaining about it, I'm going to teach you some things that I love to do to really help myself, and that I'm doing with my family as well. So why is this so important? Well, as we get older, some of us are shrinking. So that's how we, the older population is affected. We have lived our lives. If you're a runner, you've just pounded and pounded and pounded, and that pounding on your spine is compressing. If you're sedentary, the prolonged sitting at your desk is compressive. So you got the compressive force of the seat, you got the compressive force of gravity, double compression on your spine. Of course, our kids are now in their growth patterns, they're growing in that. So I am just so passionate about making sure that our spines are super healthy. One, because if you're shrinking and you're growing in this position, one, it's gotta feel bad. Two, our spine houses, it's like a switchboard for our entire nervous system. It innervates our organ system, as well as all the muscles and tissues in our body. So for example, if you have compression way up in your neck, you can have dizziness because you're not getting blood to your brain. You can get headaches in your lower neck. Well, anybody that knows that they've waken up with a bad pillow, they can get referred pain down in their arms. Chronic shoulder issues, when that could be affected by compression in your lower neck, C5 and C6. And then between here and here, well, that's our organ system. So you've got your lungs, you've got your diaphragm, you've got your stomach, your spleen, your liver. And if those levels of your spine are compressed, then they're not getting all the nourishment. If you have compression down in your lower back, well, we know we all have lower back pain. You can get sciatica. If you have chronic hip issues, a bursitis issue going on, that's, could be L4, L5. Working down the legs, you have, chronic calf, chronic foot issues, that's from L5. I've even noticed that after long car trips, because all of your bladder and everything is in your lower spine, I've even noticed myself that after long car trips, I sometimes have to just kind of like run to the bathroom a little quicker than normal. And that's not a normal situation, but it happens after compression. So when I describe how your spine works and how it affects all the systems in your body, I talk about it like a garden hose. So you've got your whole spinal canal is your kind of the central plumbing. And off of it comes these hoses, right? And then they plug into the spigot. Well, if your garden hose is kinked up because of compression, because of prolonged sitting, because you're a runner and you've pounded your spine, or because gravity is not your friend, or our kids are now growing in that position. Whatever the reason, the garden hose is kinked, and you need to open up and create space in there. So I'm going to tell you how to do that, how to attain it, and how to maintain it. So again, it's our immune system, it's our musculoskeletal system, it's also innervating our organs. I can't stress enough how important it is to keep your spine open and long. So a few things that I do myself, and I try to instill upon my kids and my family. is talking about our box. So I know I talk about my box all the time. You want to keep this area between your rib cage, your lower rib cage, and these pelvic bones. So you kind of touch yourself down here, right below your belly button, between your pubic bone and your belly button. You've got these bones right here. You can feel it's got a little hooky on it. So find them. That's the bottom part of your box. Find the lower part of your rib cage. Connect the dots, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got your box. You want to keep your box open and square. So as you get older, right, as we shrink, this is where we shrink, okay? I have worked with some people whose ribs, those poor people are touching their bones. Oh, that's gotta feel so bad. So open up your box. Now, sometimes you need a little extra help in doing this. So what do? Find a doorway. Find a doorway and reach up, reach your leg back. So you do a leg lengthener. So reach your leg down, reach your arm up, and open up the space in there. Unkink the garden hose. Open it up. Do the other way. So that's one way to do it. You can also do this lying down. My favorite morning stretch, called the morning stretch, is you're lying on your back in bed before you even get up and do the same thing. Arm lengthener, leg lengthener, create space, reach it, working on a diagonal, okay? There's no rules except obviously it shouldn't hurt, and just open everything up here. If you are lucky enough to have an inversion table in your house, bust it out. Hang your family upside down, hang yourself upside down. Get your kids on it. I just hung my teenager on it just last night. Create some space in there. Do your arm and leg lengtheners on the inversion table. But if you don't have an inversion table, that's okay. Get a doorway, do it in bed, and then let me show you, if you do have somebody in your family, let me show you what you can do to help them, or you can teach them to do it to you. So Sonia, lie on your back, please. Why don't you right here with your head right here. Go ahead and lie down. Okay, spin around please, so that we can see. All right, excuse me. Okay, so all you need to do is just pull on their legs. Pull and stretch. Okay, if they have something to hold on to, just pull their legs and create some space in there. So get long, get long, get long, get long. So that's one thing that you can do to one of your family members if you love them and you want to keep their spine open. So what you want to do, I'm going to give a shout out to one of my former students, Jackie. She gave a great analogy. You want to, so pretend your box is, thank you, Sonia. Pretend that this area is a soda can. And when you shrink, you're kind of crinkling up the soda can, okay? So what we just did with the reaching, with the pulling, we have now unkinked the soda can, and we've opened it back up again. So we've opened it up, we've kind of created some space in that soda can again. That's great, but as soon as you have, a couple hours of gravity, a couple hours of sitting, do some bending and lifting, it's gonna go and it's gonna crumple up again. So what you wanna do is you wanna fill it up. What you wanna do is fill it up, and that's when you do your core exercises. So a super simple thing that you can do is, what I like to do is call it a reach, and then a plank. Do a plank. If you're not strong enough to get on the ground and do a plank, we'll do a modified one. Sit at a table. So what you're doing now is you're filling up that can. Fill up the soda can. So, right, because if you have a full soda can, try to crumple it up, it's not going anywhere. So fill it up by doing a modified plank. If you have a little core routine that you do, great. If not, then just do a good old, regular old plank for as long as you can. Keep your box open and square. Do your 6 B's like we had talked about in other videos. So you got your bottom, your belly, your box, your shoulder blade, your bobble head, and your breathing. And then another thing that you can do is to just keep your box open and square, and then bridge it up. And that's how you fill up your soda can so it doesn't crinkle up when you start living your life. Okay, So that's my little spiel. Get up, get long, stay tall. Your immune system will thank you for it. All the muscles in every part of your body will thank you for it. And really consider if you're suffering with a chronic injury, a shoulder or a chronic hip thing or a chronic like Achilles or foot thing, really consider making sure that your garden hose is unkinked. That's all I got for you tonight, everybody. Go ahead, do your doorway reaches, have somebody pull on your leg, get tall, get long. Have a great night. Thank you. Susan Sanford from Vineyard Complementary Medicine.